What's going on, everybody? We are back here today. We're going to be taking a little break, more gameplay videos. I figured I would just throw in like the gameplay just to have like something to watch. But we just finished up Lamentations by Heartbound. And honestly, it's been an incredible experience getting to really break down that music and talking to the band themselves and getting feedback. And I figured I'd throw in some more stuff for playlists like my Simply Grace stuff, just to talk about grace and what it is. I think that was a good starting point, especially with the idea of Lamentations being my first breakdown, because it's the idea that when we're lost and we're broken and we're scared, God's grace reigns above all. And that's why I figured I'd kind of do like a back and forth between Lamentations and Simply Grace. But now I'm kind of at a point where, like, am I wanting to do more series, more album breakdowns? Or another thing that I'm thinking is I just start from the beginning of my Instagram, Empty Tomb Reviews, and I go back to my first post in 2022, which is a Conviction song, and I just kind of start there and do weekly episodic breakdowns of all 350 posts of my Instagram. Because what that guarantees me, right, is that guarantees me at least 350 videos once a week. And there's only 52 weeks in a year, so that is years worth of content. The problem is, I love to talk, and I love to talk about God. So, do I limit myself to just a post a week going through my Instagram? Or do I want to actually like take time and deep dive into albums and the story and the ever-flowing change between the songs? Because there are multiple albums I want to go over. Sun in the Morning and Children of Fire by O Sleeper, or Captors by Wolves of the Gate, because they all tell a story. I'm not saying there aren't albums that aren't like that. Like, there are good Christian albums that are simply just good albums about scripture. But I don't know, my autism pretty much pulled me towards the way of, I like albums that tell a story with a beginning, a middle, and an end. And like with Lamentations, right, you could definitely see character development and idealism throughout the entire album of how the writer changed, and at first he was broken and scared, and then he found that grace. And then, you know, that's why I feel like I really want to go over O Sleeper's Children of Fire, because it's the same thing. It's a storyline that starts with a beginning, a middle, and an end, with ideas and character development and story-driven narratives, and that's what I enjoy. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of both to start out. I'm going to do another breakdown. I'm probably going to start with Children of Fire, because I have them tattooed on me. Shout out to Danny. I went to a Bloodline show and he saw my O Sleeper tattoo and he was like, "Hey man, that's pretty cool." I was like, "Oh, thanks." And then he just like shows me his knee and I was like, "That's a nice knee, Danny." And he had an O Sleeper tattoo on his knee. So that was pretty sick. But, you know, I like the idea of a story-driven narrative. And then I think if I start with Children of Fire, then I can go back to like, okay, this is what this album is about. And then we'll go back to like a prequel sort of deal. I don't know. I think that would be really, really neat. But if I do the weekly upload of my Instagram, that will allow more content, more breakdowns, because I really did give a lot of thought to my Instagram and like what songs I chose. Because for me, it started out with me wanting to just have somewhere to just put scripture. It started off more as like a me thing. Like, oh, I like this song. I like what it's about. Maybe I'll save it somewhere in like a notes page. And then I was like, why don't I just go to Instagram? And it allows me to go back and be like, man, I'm having insert day here day. And this reminds me of some form of scripture. What is that scripture? Oh, let me go back to this song by Demon Hunter. Oh, that's what that scripture is. Yep, that's pretty cool. Like, it was a way for me to, like, organize my thoughts with scripture, and I used music. And that's when I talked in my last update video where I was playing Spider-Man, where I was just like, this is actually, like, really cool. Like, music can open so many gateways more than just talking about, like, if I go to a public place and I'm like, you want to talk about God? And they're like, nah, not really. But if I say, hey, have you heard the new Convictions album? And they're like, oh, this guy likes music. Let's talk about music. It's a good segue. So that's really what, like, pulled me into doing this to begin with, is it allowed me to go through my Instagram, and instead of a 30-second snippet with one line of scripture, I can actually talk more in depth about why it matters to me and why it's so important to listen to and understand. Also, I just nailed Raccoon there. He couldn't do anything. Birder is one of the fastest characters in this game. Talking about scripture. Also, for anyone out there who plays Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, I'm a Vegeta main, okay? Vegeta is the GOAT. He's one of my favorite characters in Dragon Ball. If you don't like that, well, like I said in the last episode, make your own Instagram. Make your own YouTube. Make your own Facebooks. Make your own games. This place right here, I'm going to be honest with you now. This is Pro Vegeta and Pro Squirtle. That is my starter Pokemon. Everybody has their own starter Pokemon. This is a Squirtle household, all right? But no, I really think that it would be a good opportunity for me to do more of, like, getting longer time to extend my Instagram. That's really all it really came down to, was how do I make Instagram videos 10 minutes long? Oh, YouTube. So I'm probably going to start researching things for the Children of Fire album. That's going to be my next series. And then, yeah, I think this is a really good opportunity for myself and everyone to just get more in depth with scripture. It gives me more of an outlet to talk about things that I really enjoy. And I want to go ahead and preface this now because it makes it seem like I'm downplaying what Heartbound did, and I'm not. Heartbound is incredible. They are incredible writers, incredible people. The songs were amazing. I absolutely loved them more than anything else. But I also understand that I'm going way in the past, right? Where a lot of songs were more in depth because the writers and the artist had a lot more time with them. Children of Fire came out in 2011, and that's like Sleeper's like 4th studio album. So it's also something that I've heard a lot longer, right? So it's something that sticks with me more. Like I said, I have an Sleeper tattoo. So I loved their ideas of awaken, O sleeper, and Christ shall shine upon you so much that I was like, I want to get Ephesians 5:14 tattooed on my skin. And so if anyone has any sort of suggestions for albums or songs, like, put them in the comments. Let me know. Like, this is a community. I don't want this to just be me behind a microphone. Like, everyone has a voice. Comment sections, like, I will read them all. Message me on my Instagram and be like, hey man, like, you should hear this song and do its breakdown. Like, absolutely. I also want to go into more like Drown the Planet, because Jason is such a cool guy. Every time that he's come out with a new song, I've been able to be like, hey, I would love the lyrics to this song so I could break them down. And he doesn't miss a beat. Not only does he give me the lyrics, but he gives me the scriptural breakdown for the lyricism as well. He's like, here's these lyrics. This is like 2 Timothy or 1 Corinthians. And I'm like, all right, man. So yeah, that's pretty much the update. That's where we're going to kind of cut things off. And I cannot wait to see you all in the next video. Thank you all so much.